page 68, Articulation. I'm assuming that you've read this. Look at the tip at the bottom of the articulation. I really like it. This is good for those of you who say l or w or r or r instead of r. The tip says, say ah. Remember, open your mouths and say ah. While you are saying this, press your cheeks in with your fingers. This will form r. I'll do it for you right now, and you'll hear the change when I press in my fingers. R. I'll do it again. R. I'm not making any change with my voice. All I'm doing is pressing in my fingers. That's the sound you want. Let's do exercise 16. Repeat after me. Right. Rent. Rib. Secretary. Now, if you're saying light, lent, lib, secretary, or if you're saying white, went, wib, sequatelli, or if you're saying right, rent, rib, secretary, or if you're saying right, rent, rib, secretary, well, that's not right. You want r. Let's start again. Right, rent, rib, secretary, read, marry, over, wreck, where, understand, around, weird, react, reason, refrigerator. Exercise 17. Red hair. 4 hours. Right reason. Weird reaction. Weather report. Read over. Exercise 18. I'll read to you what's in the book. To form R, make the ah sound. Remember that your tongue is low and flat. Slowly curl the tip of your tongue back to position. Don't open your mouth very much at all when you make the ah sound, and will be easier to form. Hint: some students have an easier time making this sound if they smile a bit. So it's open your mouth and say ah, and then the that we just learned. Repeat. Ah, ah, R, R. In English, we think that pirates say R, 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 R. I don't think any pirates actually said that, but when I was a child and I watched cartoons, they always said that. Anyway, exercise 18. Repeat after me. Car, far, dark, arm, partner. Let me stop for a moment. If you've learned British English, you're going to find that American pronunciation is very different here. In British English, you pronounce R if it's at the beginning of a word. But if it's in the middle or at the end, you don't pronounce the R. Instead, you change the way the vowel is pronounced. Now, I don't have a British accent, but in a British accent, it would be something like ca, fa, doc, The American Boston accent is very similar. They don't pronounce the R, they change the vowel, but the vowel sound is not the same as the British sound. I don't have a Boston accent either, but it would be something like ca, fa, dac, am. We want the American sound. That's not fair of me to say, because Boston is part of the United States. We want the standard American sound. Car, far, dark, arm. Let's start again. Car, far, dark, arm, partner, heart, start, farther, hard, carpet, card, remark, bar. Smart. Art. Exercise 19. I'll read from the book. Now, this sound is going to be especially hard for Japanese speakers. I once taught an accent reduction class in which half the class was Japanese. And so, instead of spending only a few minutes on we spent almost an hour. Don't feel bad if you're Japanese or another nationality and you cannot get this right away. The easiest way to make this sound is to think of our friend the schwa. Remember, the schwa is like up. And then it's followed by So a few minutes ago, we said Now it's I'll read to you now. To form begin with your tongue in the position. Move it higher, and then slowly take it back to the position. Now, an American would say her, were, word. I don't have a Japanese accent, but with a Japanese accent, it would be something like ha, wa, wad. That's not what we want. We don't want ah. That's not an American English sound at all. We want So everyone, I know you sound like some kind of strange animal, but that's the way to make the sound. Now repeat after me. Her, were, word, girl, work, we're, person, murder, shirt, hamburger, bird, burn, purple, pearl, early. Good. Now, let's skip exercise 20. We'll turn the page and we'll go to exercise 21. We'll say each of these sentences twice. As we've done before, first we'll say them slowly, then we'll say them quickly. Repeat after me. Those were her words. Those were her words. You're sure here early. You're sure here early. It's hard to learn. It's hard to learn. Park the car near the market. Park the car near the market. I heard it's far. I heard it's far. With sentence number 4, this is a stereotype. Whenever people want to hear the Boston accent, they tell people in Boston to say, park the car. Because, of course, if they have that accent, they'll say, park the car. Okay, exercise 22, we're doing exactly what we did in 21. Repeat. Where were you? Where were you? Read the report for Thursday. Read the report for Thursday. You're neither right nor wrong. You're neither right nor wrong. We were there 4 hours. We were there 4 hours.